evidently Joe Budden is unhappy with the deal that Spotify has been giving him for his podcast. He has this podcast on Spotify called the Joe Budden Podcast with Rory and Mal. Joe Budden has been on Spotify, I think, the last 2 or 3 years that he's had that show. And now he says that once this contract runs out, that he is leaving because he claims that they're pillaging his audience, and said that they don't really value him. They undermine him, I guess, in his stories or whatever he's going to be talking about, and he's sick of it. So he said that even though he's had a successful run on there, it probably all boils down to money for Spotify, because I think is it a Spotify exclusive podcast? I'm not sure if it is or isn't, but he feels like he should be getting paid more money, is what the bottom line is. September 23rd, that will be the end of this contract that he's in, and he's saying that he does not know where the podcast will be after that. Okay, it is a Spotify exclusive podcast. So why is he leaving? Well, some of the reasons: he said that he's never received a bonus, and he said that Spotify, the company, would not allow his show to take vacations on Christmas or New Year's Eve, because that would mean that he would miss 2 episodes. Now, while they didn't offer bonuses, they told them that they would give them Rolexes, okay, because they know y'all niggas love y'all some jewelries. Right, and that's degrading if that is true. Like, really? And who the fuck gives watches instead of... No, give me the money. If I want a damn Rolex, who even said I wanted a Rolex? I mean, I would love a Rolex, but I'm talking about Joe. I guess he actually said that he picked out a watch and said that they told him that the watches that they picked out was too expensive. So I guess they just wanted them to pick out the stainless steel one with the little bit of gold on it and everything. Boy. Joe is saying that Spotify is more interested in starting new podcasts, letting them be the new big thing, but not really trying to cater to an already established podcast and really making them feel like they're part of the ecosystem, is what he said, a part of the home, of the community in Spotify. So he feels like he could take his very popular show and shop it around in the industry and get a better deal somewhere else. And he probably can. Spotify has come back and said that they would really love to keep Joe Budden on their lineup, so they're hoping that they can work something out. They're saying that they offered Joe a considerably larger offer, many times the value of the existing agreement and reflective of the current market and size of his audience. Okay, and unfortunately, they ain't been able to come to no agreement on that. So Joe Budden actually wants even more money than they have already offered him, which was more than his original contract. Some would say that he's taking a gamble by leaving Spotify, who are going to be doing better and better when it comes to like advertising dollars. When you have bigger names and you have bigger shows, and you have bigger shows, you have bigger advertisers, and bigger advertisers bring big money. It is a gamble on his part, and nobody knows if he will get another exclusive deal somewhere else. I mean, he's just gonna have to wait and see. I know many of you guys watch Joe Budden podcasts. What do you guys think about this? I know that a lot of people love his show and love his perspective. So, I mean, Spotify is actually taking a chance as well by, losing him. But I think Spotify feels like they'll pick those people back up some which kind of way. So, yeah, that's what's happening with Mr. Joe Budden. Looks like him and Rory and Mal will be taking their talents elsewhere. All right, you guys, let's talk about Musica and the tone deaf at best, the video that she made where she claims that she was trying to bring attention to human and sex trafficking. So Musica decided to post a video of herself, okay, just in her underwear, panty and bra. And she had various bruises on her face, on her arm, on her hip, her butt. She comes into the video and she's crying, and she's saying that she had been kidnapped and that people needed to follow her on her OnlyFans, subscribe to her OnlyFans account, and for them to give the money, $100. And that if they did give the money, that she would give the money to the kidnappers and that they would let her go. All right. Of course, as soon as I saw her saying to make sure that you donate at the higher level, or what, at any level, you guys, I knew that this was a stunt. This was upsetting for some people to know that this girl is pulling a stunt and trying to bring people into her OnlyFans. Like, look, if you want to have people to come into your OnlyFans, fine. But why would you take such a serious cause as human trafficking, sex trafficking, being kidnapped, or anything like that, domestic abuse, getting beat up? Why would you take that and use that for something where you're trying to gain from it? All right. So she posted that video, and of course they dragged the fuck out of her because they needed to, because this was in extremely poor taste. Now, after she did that and she realized that folks did not like what she did, then she came back and said, hey guys, now that I have your attention, that video that I posted, that was just so you guys could bring, you know, that would bring more awareness to human and sex trafficking. Yeah, I'm filming a movie right now, and that's the makeup from the movie, but I got a break now so that I can talk to you guys about this, and, you know, make sure that you guys, you know, follow me on OnlyFans, and that money that you get, gave, you know, would go to the Rose organization. There is actually an established organization that fights against human and sex trafficking, and there's a woman by the name of Tony Rivera who is the founder of this organization, takes her organization very seriously, as I would expect her to, and supposedly, now this is where I'm not quite clear, Musica ended up posting a picture of a letter that supposedly came from the Rose Foundation that said that they wanted her to be basically like a spokesperson, that, you know, she would come in and be able to direct you know, people to their organization, and, you know, for her to be involved in maybe fundraising and things like this. Of course, if this even is a real letter, because I'm still not clear if the letter is true or not, but if it is indeed true, and if it is a legitimate letter from the organization, ain't nobody, I'm positive, 100% positive, they did not mean you go and lie to your people and tell them that you was kidnapped and have them donate some money to your OnlyFans, and then you only give us a portion of it or something like that. Okay, so Tony Rivera got onto her social media and said absolutely no way would she have approved a video like that, that she's not working with Musica and her OnlyFans account to get the money from her. She will not accept any donations from, you know, directed from that shit. Like, she's not a part of that, that she is upset that, you know, Musica would even use a situation as serious as this to do something like that. She said that she had people reaching out in her DMs and asking her, you know, if she was working with Musica, and she said that no, she's not a part of that. I'm not clear if they did ask her to be a part of the organization or what. That's still in the air for me. But what I will say is so totally heartless. Like, what is wrong with people when they don't have no kind of compass? Like, I mean, it's real out there in them streets. People getting kidnapped, people getting beat the fuck up, all of this. Like, why do you take something like that and then you try to scare people or shock people or, you know, get the attention of people to give you money for OnlyFans? Really? Oh my God. When I saw that, I was just like, girl, that was definitely not the move. Now, you know, everybody just loved Musica because she's got a cute comeback for everything, but she wasn't coming back from this one. Girl, you should have just said, yeah, I was tripping. I shouldn't have did that, instead of trying to put out this letter and all of this just for the founder to come out and say, oh no, I'm not part of that. And if she was legitimately asked to come and kind of be a part of the organization, I'm sure they will put her ass out now, because when you look at Miss Rivera, she looked like she don't play that shit. But I was dying when she came back and was just like, hey everybody, I know that you got shocked a little bit, but I was just trying to bring attention to it. Girl, if you don't go so fucking weird. How many of y'all went and signed up for Musica's OnlyFans? All right, you guys, so Claudia Jordan, she's been in the blogs a lot lately because of a claim that she made on her Fox Soul show. You guys know that she's on that panel with Lisa Ray and the rest of those girls, Claudia felt inspired by Meg Thee Stallion to share her story of abuse from this guy, Medina Islam. Now, evidently, Medina is the current boyfriend of Phaedra Parks on the show Marriage Boot Camp. That's on right now, or had been on. I don't know. I don't watch the show. Claudia said that she was tired of protecting him, that he was an abuser and fuck him, and she went on to detail a fight that they had when she snatched his phone and ran. She said when he caught up with her, he body slammed her into the toilet, split the porcelain toilet in two, water went everywhere, and she, you know, basically was saying that he was an abuser. And I don't know what his character is on Marriage Boot Camp, if he is the same type of person, or if people feel like he may or may not be an abuser on the show. I don't know, but that's what she's saying about him in real life, that he was an abuser. He has come back and responded and said that he wasn't an abuser, that Claudia was lying, that's the reason why he broke up with her. They were together for 6 months, and he finally left her for good after leaving and going back 4 times because of her mouth, her messy ways, and her lying, always wanting to be in the spotlight and the such. Okay, so then he went on to kind of post receipts of text messages of exchanges that kind of discussed their relationship, the fights that they've had, the things that happened there, her basically saying, sending pictures of bruises, you know, that were supposedly on her body, but we didn't see like the full body shot. It was just like a bruise that was on her body, that she sent to him, and he denied everything, said that she was lying, that she's problematic, this is the kind of thing that she does, that she kept on wanting to be back with him. There was a lot of back and forth, and he just said that it wasn't a healthy relationship, and that's the reason why he broke up with her. She was still trying to get back with him. Who tries to get back with an abuser? I mean, women go back to abusers all the time, so I don't know how strong that argument is. But anyway, he said that she was trying to get on Marriage Boot Camp, I guess a couple of years ago, and had even asked him to do that with her. So he's saying that she's lying. Then she comes back out and says we can talk to the management of the, you know, of the apartment. And so it's like a bunch of going back and forth. I mean, now it's just going to depend on who you believe, whether you believe Claudia's story or if you believe Medina's story. Both sides are saying that they're saying the truth. And I mean, there were no police called, and there were no reports made, so we don't know, and we won't know. Like I said, it's just going to depend on who you believe. When women come out and say that they were abused by a certain man, you know, a lot of times people won't believe them. A lot of times people will discount her story when it's been a lot of time that's passed by. That doesn't necessarily mean that the person is or isn't lying. What do you guys believe? I don't know anything about Claudia or this Medina guy, so I don't know what to think about this whole thing. I mean, when you look at them, they both got receipts and they was both posting them. You know, it's hard to just kind of go by the story of he say, she say to really make a determination here. Y'all tell me what you guys believe on that. These two are no longer together and aren't going to be together, so I guess we won't have any more issues. All right, you guys, so I think in the part 1 of this video, we were talking about Monica and Brandy. Well, Monica's in this story as well, this time about Master P and Corey Miller. You guys know that his brother is in jail. We talked about it last week, how Monica teamed up with Kim Kardashian and Jay-Z and Meek Mill and Van Jones and all that, and they're trying to get Corey Miller out of jail because he is there and he's an innocent man, or at least when it comes to this murder of this 16-year-old kid. Well, after I posted that top of the vlogs video last week, then Master P made a video where he is very obviously hurt because Corey Miller had a social media that Master P wasn't even aware of. I don't even know that you're supposed to have social media when you're in jail. But anyway, he had posted how nobody had been trying to help him, and he was so thankful to Monica because, you know, she was the only one that's been there and all of that. Well, Master P, on top of him talking about his family who had really done all that they could to try to get Corey out of jail, you know, Master P would say without really explaining that, you know, Corey Miller was kind of in jail because he didn't do the shit that he was supposed to do to stay out of jail. He finally said that the ATM is closed, that he is not helping anymore. You know, he did say that he feels like Corey is innocent and that he needs to get out of jail. However, he's done with the whole situation. Okay, and sometimes you just have to be that way. You know, with family. These are family matters, you guys. So it's actually confusing why Monica is even in it. Master P did bring her into it by bringing up her name. I feel like Monica probably would have done better just not responding to Master P, or not at least on social media, and just trying to take the attention off of her being involved in this situation. It's a family matter. I mean, but she was already in it because she's been posting that she's trying to get him out, and you know, when people will say that he's the love of her life, you know, she'd like the post or something like that. So she's in it, obviously, but you know, it's just sort of like, let me just take a backseat, which is what she tried to say in the post. You know, let's just try to get Corey out. I'm not sure why I'm even in this, all of that. Then there was some other girl that surfaced and said that she, you know, was seeing Corey the whole time and she don't know where Monica came from and all of this. So then that made it even worse, because it was just like, maybe we should have just tried to get Corey out, you know, quietly, you know. But like I said, it's a family matter, and these things happen in families all the time. You guys see these things happen, and that's just something that's between all of them. He was hurt. You know, when somebody has done all that they can to try to get you out, and then you in jail not understanding what these people went through. He said that his aunts and his grandparents and everybody had been spent all his money trying to help him, and for him to turn around and say that nobody has done anything for him is a stab in the back. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. Okay, emotions are high. People are hurt. But I think it's died down. We're not hearing from Master P or Monica anymore, because, I mean, all we trying to do is get the man out of jail, okay? And that should stay at the forefront of the argument right now. So hopefully Master P and Monica can just kind of agree to disagree, leave each other alone, and, you know, they can get that innocent man out of jail. All right, you guys, so evidently they say that the little nigga had COVID. The little nigga being Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart had COVID back in March and didn't say anything about it. He's just now saying something about it because he is a part of this stand-up show that Dave Chappelle puts on in Ohio. It's an in-person show, stand-up routine. It's for 100 people, and it's called An Intimate, Socially Distanced Affair. Okay, and the comics come in and do their set in front of these people safely outside. He's had Kevin Hart do it. He's had Chris Rock do it. He's had Dave Letterman do it. He's had Jon Stewart, Tiffany Haddish, Michael Che. He's had a lot of people come in and perform there. Okay, so it's a thing that's happening out there for the summer. The little nigga did perform there, and that is when he let the audience know that he did have COVID back in March, and that he never said anything because it was around the same time that Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks had it, and that they were more famous. Okay, so that's why he didn't say anything. I mean, it's a joke, you guys. It doesn't really make sense, but you know, I mean, I guess. I really feel like his team probably told him, listen, your ass got caught up in a cheating scandal. Your ass got caught up in a really questionable accident. We don't need shit else. This is at the beginning in March when COVID was really hitting here in the United States. Nobody really knew how it was going to, you know, affect people, and if we was just going to have people dying off and all of this. Kevin Hart being a A-list actor, you know, big money behind him. These studios are already sick of him with all the shit that's been going on. Now you fixing to tell us that you got COVID too? Okay, no, let's keep that shit under wraps. Hopefully you be able to recover and we won't even have to tell nobody. And that's what ended up happening. All right. But now we can all laugh about it. He, ha, 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 because he then came out on the other side. He's fine. And, you know, now he lives to joke about it. So that's more what I feel like the situation why he didn't say anything. But, you know, he made a little joke and now everybody's like, well, what Tom Hanks got to do? Good job. Tom Hanks ain't got nothing to do with nothing. He just threw that in as a little joke-see. And then lastly, you guys, congratulations are in order to GarcelleOnTheReal. She is the newest panel member on the hit TV show The Real on Fox Network. She will be joining Adrienne Bailon, Jeannie, whatever her last name is, Jeannie Mal, I think her last name is, and Lonnie Love. On that panel, I actually think that she is a great addition to the show. I have never even seen her on the show. I don't know if she guest host on there or whatever, but just something about her demeanor and her, whenever I hear her speak, it just always seems so level-headed, and is just somebody who I think whose opinion I would listen to. So I think that she's a great addition to the show. I know that she's on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, right? Is she still on the show? I'm assuming that she's still on the show, that she won't be leaving the show. I don't know why she would have to leave the show, especially if they record in Beverly Hills or they record in Los Angeles, and her show is in Beverly Hills. Like, she's always going to be there. She can do them both. They can very easily schedule around her schedule, and then especially right now with COVID, and everybody is home anyway, so yeah, I think this is a great addition for her. I think they're still looking for another person. They said that there were rumors going around that they wanted to add a man to the show. I'm not sure if that's true. Seems like that would change the dynamic. You've got all these other shows, The Talk, The View, where it's a panel of women, and then you got them changing up. I mean, maybe it could shake it up. But I don't know. It seems like it would be better if they just kept it a panel of women like they have been. But we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, congratulations to Garcelle. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a good addition? And who do you think would be best in that 5th position? I think they want a full panel for whenever they start their next season. Guys, let me get off of here. So many people have called and interrupted this video. I have been out here for like 2 hours trying to record these 2 videos. So that is it. Let me get on, you guys. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.